Welcome, listener, to Audiobook Summary, The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence. Introduction: The Power of Emotional Intelligence. Imagine walking into a room filled with tension, a heated workplace meeting, a family disagreement, or a moment of personal stress. Your heart races, emotions swirl, and the urge to react impulsively is overwhelming. Now, picture yourself pausing, taking a deep breath, and responding with clarity, empathy, and control. The room calms, connections strengthen, and solutions emerge. This is the power of emotional intelligence, EI, a skill that transforms how we navigate life's challenges and relationships. The book promises to guide you through mastering this transformative skill. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, isn't about suppressing emotions or being perpetually cheerful. It's about understanding your feelings, managing them effectively, and connecting with others in meaningful ways. Unlike IQ, which measures cognitive ability, EQ is the key to thriving in relationships, leadership, and personal growth. And the best part? It's a skill you can develop at any stage of life. This summary will take you on a journey through the book's core teachings, diving deep into the 5 pillars of EI: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. We'll explore how to apply these skills in real-world scenarios, from workplace conflicts to personal relationships, and uncover the long-term benefits of living an emotionally intelligent life. By the end, you'll have a roadmap to unlock your EQ and transform every interaction. Let's begin. Chapter 1: Understanding Emotional Intelligence. The heart of emotional intelligence. Imagine you're in a heated discussion with a colleague, your frustration rising with every word. Or picture a moment when a friend's sadness tugs at your heart, but you're unsure how to respond. In these moments, emotional intelligence, EI, becomes your greatest ally. EI, often referred to as EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions while also navigating the emotions of others. It's not about suppressing feelings or being perpetually calm. It's about harnessing emotions to foster connection, resolve conflict, and thrive in every area of life. This chapter lays the foundation for this transformative skill. EI is more than a buzzword. It's a game-changer backed by decades of research, including studies by psychologist Daniel Goleman, who showed that EQ often outweighs IQ in predicting success in relationships, leadership, and personal well-being. This expanded exploration dives into what EI is, why it matters, and, most importantly, how to develop it through actionable steps and real-world examples. Whether you're aiming to lead a team, strengthen friendships, or simply feel more in control, EI is the key to unlocking your potential. What is emotional intelligence? At its core, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize your emotions as they arise, understanding what you're feeling and why, manage those emotions effectively, choosing responses that align with your goals rather than reacting impulsively, understand the emotions of others, empathizing with their perspectives, influence interactions positively, using emotional awareness to build trust and collaboration. EI comprises 5 core components, as outlined in the audiobook. Self-awareness, knowing your emotions and their triggers. Self-regulation, controlling emotional responses to stay calm and focused. Motivation, harnessing emotions to pursue goals with resilience. Empathy, feeling and understanding others' emotions. Social skills, communicating and collaborating effectively to build relationships. Why does EI matter? Unlike IQ, which is relatively fixed, EQ can be developed at any stage of life. It's the difference between a leader who inspires their team and one who alienates them, or a friend who listens deeply versus one who misses emotional cues. Research shows that high EQ correlates with better mental health, stronger relationships, and greater career success. For example, Goleman studies found that emotionally intelligent leaders foster more productive teams, while individuals with high EQ navigate stress with resilience, avoiding burnout. How to develop emotional intelligence. Developing EI is a journey of practice and reflection. Below are actionable steps to cultivate EI, paired with practical examples to show how they work in real life. These strategies focus on building self-awareness and empathy, as these are foundational to the other components introduced in Chapter 1. 1. Practice self-awareness through reflection. How to do it. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes daily to reflect on your emotions. Journaling is a powerful tool. Write down what you felt, what triggered those emotions, and how you responded. Ask yourself, what emotions did I experience today? What situations or people triggered them? Did my reactions align with my values? Alternatively, practice mindfulness by focusing on the present moment. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and notice your emotions without judgment. This helps you become more attuned to your inner world. Example, Sarah, a marketing manager, notices she feels irritable during team meetings. She starts journaling each evening, noting that her irritability spikes when a colleague interrupts her. Through reflection, she realizes this stems from feeling undervalued. Armed with this awareness, Sarah decides to address the issue calmly in the next meeting, saying, "I'd like to finish my point before we move on." Her self-awareness prevents a reactive outburst and fosters a more respectful dialogue. Tip: use a notebook or app to track emotions daily. Over time, you'll spot patterns like stress from deadlines or joy from connecting with friends that guide better emotional management. 2. Conduct emotional check-ins. How to do it. Pause several times a day to ask, how am I feeling right now? Identify emotions like tension, excitement, or calm, and note their physical sensations, e.g., tight shoulders for stress. Set phone reminders or tie check-ins to routines, like morning coffee or lunch breaks. This builds real-time awareness, helping you catch emotions before they escalate. Example, James, a high school teacher, feels overwhelmed during a busy day. He sets a reminder to check in every 3 hours. At noon, he notices his chest feels tight and his mood is anxious due to a looming parent meeting. Recognizing this, he takes 5 deep breaths and reframes his anxiety as anticipation to share positive student updates. This check-in helps him enter the meeting calm and confident, improving the interaction. Tip: start with 3 check-ins daily, morning, midday, and evening. Over time, this habit becomes instinctive, enhancing your emotional clarity. 3. Seek feedback from others. How to do it. Ask trusted friends, family, or colleagues for honest feedback on how you come across emotionally. Questions like, do I seem calm under pressure? Or, how do I handle conflict? Can reveal blind spots. Be open to constructive criticism and use it to refine your emotional responses. Example, Maria, a small business owner, asks her assistant, how do I come across when I'm stressed? The assistant shares that Maria's tone becomes sharp, making staff hesitant to approach her. Maria reflects on this and practices softening her tone during busy periods, asking, can we brainstorm solutions? Instead of issuing curt instructions. This feedback-driven change boosts team morale and collaboration. Tip: choose someone you trust and ask specific questions to get actionable insights. Follow up by thanking them and sharing how you'll apply their feedback. 4. Practice empathy through active listening. How to do it. When someone speaks, focus fully on their words, tone, and body language. Avoid interrupting or planning your response. Reflect their emotions by saying, "It sounds like you're really frustrated," to show you understand. This builds empathy, a key EI component, by helping you connect with others' feelings. Example, during a coffee catch-up, Lisa's friend shares struggles with a new job. Instead of offering advice, Lisa listens intently, noticing her friend's slumped shoulders and quiet tone. She responds, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by the new role. That must be tough." Her friend feels heard, opens up further, and their bond deepens. Lisa's active listening transforms a casual chat into a meaningful connection. Tip: practice active listening in one conversation daily. Put away distractions, maintain eye contact, and summarize what you hear to confirm understanding. 5. Observe and learn from emotionally intelligent role models. How to do it. Identify people in your life who handle emotions well, perhaps a calm leader or empathetic friend. Observe how they respond to stress, conflict, or others' emotions. Note specific behaviors, like pausing before speaking or validating feelings, and try incorporating these into your interactions. Example, Tom, an aspiring manager, admires his boss's ability to handle team conflicts. He notices she stays calm, listens to both sides, and says, "I see both perspectives. Let's find a solution." Tom mimics this in a peer disagreement, pausing to listen and saying, I understand your concerns. Let's work this out together. His approach de-escalates tension and earns respect, boosting his leadership potential. Tip: pick one behavior from a role model each week to practice, like maintaining a steady tone or asking open-ended questions. Reflect on how it impacts your interactions. Why these steps work. These strategies build EI by fostering self-awareness and empathy, the bedrock of emotional intelligence. Reflection and check-ins help you understand your emotional triggers, preventing impulsive reactions. Feedback reveals how others perceive you, refining your approach. Active listening and observing role models enhance your ability to connect with others, turning emotional awareness into meaningful action. Together, these steps create a feedback loop. The more you practice, the more natural EI becomes, transforming how you navigate life. Real-world impact, EI in action. To illustrate EI's power, consider two scenarios. Workplace scenario. During a project deadline, a team member, Alex, snaps at a colleague for missing a task. Instead of retaliating, the colleague uses EI. She pauses, recognizes Alex's stress, and says, "I can see you're under pressure. Let's figure out how to get this done." This empathetic response calms Alex, and they collaborate to meet the deadline, strengthening their working relationship. Personal scenario. At a family dinner, Emma's brother vents about a tough day. Emma, practicing EI, listens without interrupting, notices his clenched fists, and says, "That sounds really frustrating. Want to talk it out?" Her empathy helps him feel supported, turning a tense moment into a bonding opportunity. These examples show how EI turns potential conflicts into opportunities for connection and growth. By recognizing emotions, yours and others, and responding thoughtfully, you create positive outcomes in any situation. Conclusion: your EI journey begins. Emotional intelligence is more than a skill. It's a way of living that transforms how you connect with yourself and others. Chapter 1 of the secrets to unlocking your emotional intelligence sets the stage by defining EI and its 5 components, emphasizing its role in personal and professional success. Through reflection, check-ins, feedback, active listening, and learning from role models, you can start building EI today. Each small step, whether journaling your emotions or truly listening to a friend, moves you closer to mastering your emotions and fostering deeper connections. The beauty of EI is its accessibility. You don't need to be a natural empath or a charismatic leader to develop it. Start where you are, practice consistently, and watch as your relationships strengthen, your resilience grows, and your life becomes richer. As you move forward, carry this truth. Emotional intelligence isn't just about understanding emotions. It's about using them to create a life of purpose, connection, and fulfillment. Your journey has just begun. Embrace it with curiosity and courage. Chapter 2. Self-awareness, the foundation of EI. The gateway to emotional intelligence. Picture this. You're driving home after a long day, and a careless driver cuts you off. Your pulse quickens, your hands grip the wheel, and a surge of anger threatens to spill into a honk or a shouted curse. But what if, in that moment, you could pause, recognize the anger for what it is, and choose a calmer response? This is the power of self-awareness, the foundation of emotional intelligence, EI. It's the ability to tune into your emotions, understand their roots, and decide how they shape your actions. This chapter positions self-awareness as the cornerstone of EI. It's not just about knowing you're angry or happy. It's about digging deeper to uncover why you feel that way and how those emotions influence your thoughts and behaviors. Self-awareness empowers you to break free from autopilot reactions, making you the driver of your emotional life. This expanded exploration dives into what self-awareness is, why it's transformative, and, most importantly, how to cultivate it through practical steps and real-world examples. Whether you're navigating workplace stress or personal relationships, self-awareness is your first step toward a more intentional, fulfilling life. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your emotions as they unfold, without judgment. It's like holding a mirror to your inner world, seeing your feelings clearly, and tracing their origins. Are you tense because of a looming deadline, or is it lingering frustration from a morning argument? Self-awareness answers these questions, giving you clarity to act thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The audiobook emphasizes that self-awareness goes beyond naming emotions. It involves identifying triggers, recognizing situations, people, or events that spark specific feelings, understanding impact, noticing how emotions affect your thoughts, decisions, and interactions, observing patterns, spotting recurring emotional responses to guide future choices. Why does self-awareness matter? It's the bedrock of EI because you can't manage emotions, empathize with others, or build strong relationships without first understanding yourself. Research, including studies by psychologist Daniel Goleman, shows that self-aware individuals make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and lead with authenticity. In the workplace, self-aware leaders recognize their biases, fostering fairness. In personal life, self-awareness prevents misunderstandings by helping you express your needs clearly. Best of all, it's a skill anyone can develop with practice. How to develop self-awareness? Building self-awareness is like training a muscle. It grows stronger with consistent effort. Below are 5 actionable steps to cultivate self-awareness, each paired with a practical example to show how it works in everyday life. These strategies are drawn from the Audiobooks guidance, tailored to be accessible and impactful. 1. Start a daily reflection practice. How to do it? Dedicate 5 to 10 minutes each day to reflect on your emotions through journaling. Write freely about what you felt, what triggered those emotions, and how you responded. Ask, what emotions stood out today? What events or interactions caused them? Did my reactions serve me or others? Journaling clarifies your emotional landscape, revealing patterns over time. If writing feels daunting, try voice memos or mental reflection during a quiet moment. Example, Emma, a nurse, feels drained after shifts but isn't sure why. She starts journaling each night, noting that she feels most stressed when a colleague dismisses her input. Over a week, she sees a pattern. Her stress stems from feeling unheard. With this insight, Emma calmly raises the issue with her colleague, saying, "I'd appreciate it if we could discuss my ideas fully." Her self-awareness transforms a vague frustration into a constructive conversation, improving her work environment. Tip: keep a small notebook or use a journaling app. Start with 1 sentence per day if time is tight, and build from there. 2. Practice mindfulness. How to do it? Engage in mindfulness to stay present and observe your emotions without judgment. Sit quietly for 2 to 5 minutes. Focus on your breath and notice any feelings or physical sensations, e.g., a racing heart for anxiety. Ask, what am I feeling right now? Where do I feel it in my body? This practice helps you catch emotions early, preventing knee-jerk reactions. Example, Raj, a software developer, feels anxious before presenting code to his team. He starts practicing mindfulness during lunch breaks, sitting quietly and noticing his breath. During one session, he identifies a tight chest and racing thoughts about failure. Recognizing this anxiety, he reframes it as excitement to share his work. At the presentation, he stays composed, delivering with confidence and earning praise. Mindfulness gives Raj the clarity to manage his nerves. Tip: try a guided mindfulness app or set a timer for short sessions. Practice during routine moments, like waiting in line, to build the habit. 3. Conduct emotional check-ins. How to do it? Pause 3 times daily, morning, midday, evening, to ask, how am I feeling right now? Name the emotion, e.g., tense, content, and note any physical cues, e.g., clenched jaw. Tie check-ins to habits like brushing your teeth or eating lunch, or set phone reminders. This builds real-time awareness, helping you intervene before emotions escalate. Example, Lisa, a high school teacher, feels overwhelmed during parent-teacher conferences. She sets reminders for emotional check-ins at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. At 1 p.m., she notices irritation and a furrowed brow, triggered by a parent's critical tone. Recognizing this, she takes a deep breath and responds calmly. I hear your concerns. Let's discuss solutions. Her check-in prevents a defensive reaction, keeping the conversation productive. Tip: start with 1 check-in per day and gradually increase. Jot down your findings in a note app to track progress. 4. Seek feedback from trusted others. How to do it? Ask friends, family, or colleagues for honest feedback on how you handle emotions. Use specific questions like, do I seem approachable when stressed? Or how do I come across in conflicts? Listen openly, thank them, and reflect on their insights to identify blind spots. Example: Carlos, a retail manager, wonders why his team seems distant. He asks a trusted coworker, "How do I seem when things get busy?" The coworker shares that Carlos's rushed tone feels dismissive. Carlos reflects and realizes he's unaware of how stress alters his demeanor. In the next busy shift, he slows down, smiles, and checks in with his team, boosting morale. Feedback helps Carlos align his actions with his intentions. Tip: choose one person you trust and ask one question monthly. Act on their feedback and follow up to show growth. 5. Examine your core values. How to do it? Reflect on your core values. What principles guide your life? Write down 3 to 5 values, e.g., honesty, respect, growth, and assess whether your actions align with them. When emotions arise, ask, is my response true to my values? This anchors your decisions, enhancing self-awareness. Example: Aisha, a freelance writer, feels conflicted about taking a high-paying but unethical project. She reflects on her values, integrity and creativity, and realizes accepting the project would betray them. She declines, choosing a smaller project that aligns with her principles. This clarity reduces her stress and boosts her confidence, as her actions reflect her true self. Tip: create a values list and review it weekly. When faced with tough choices, refer to it to guide your emotional responses. Why these steps work? These strategies build self-awareness by creating a habit of introspection and feedback. Journaling and mindfulness uncover emotional patterns. Check-ins provide real-time clarity. Feedback reveals external perceptions, and values align emotions with purpose. Together, they empower you to understand your inner world, making you less reactive and more intentional. As the audiobook notes, self-awareness is the gateway to EI. Without it, managing emotions or empathizing with others is like driving without a map. Real-world impact: self-awareness in action. Consider 2 scenarios where self-awareness transforms outcomes. Workplace scenario: during a team meeting, Sam feels frustrated when his idea is overlooked. Instead of interrupting, he pauses for a check-in, noting his clenched fists and rising anger. Reflecting on his value of collaboration, he waits and later says, "I'd love to revisit my idea. Can we discuss its potential?" His self-awareness prevents a confrontation, earning respect and opening dialogue. Personal scenario: at a family gathering, Mia feels hurt when her sibling teases her. Journaling later, she realizes the teasing triggers feelings of inadequacy from childhood. In a mindful moment, she acknowledges this and calmly tells her sibling, "That comment stung. Can we keep things positive?" Her self-awareness fosters understanding, strengthening their bond. These examples show how self-awareness turns emotional challenges into opportunities for growth and connection. By knowing your emotions and their roots, you choose responses that align with your goals and values. Conclusion: your self-awareness journey. Self-awareness is the first step toward mastering emotional intelligence, and Chapter 2 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence makes it clear. This skill is within your reach. Through daily reflection, mindfulness, check-ins, feedback, and values alignment, you can transform how you navigate emotions. Each practice, whether scribbling in a journal or pausing to breathe, builds a clearer picture of your inner world, empowering you to act with intention. The beauty of self-awareness lies in its ripple effect. As you understand yourself better, you communicate more clearly, empathize more deeply, and lead with authenticity. Start small. Try one check-in today, or jot down a single emotion tonight. These moments of awareness are seeds for a more confident, connected life. As the audiobook reminds us, self-awareness isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embrace this journey with curiosity, and watch as your emotional clarity lights the way to a richer, more fulfilling existence. Chapter 3: Self-Regulation, Mastering Your Emotions. Mastering your emotional responses. Imagine you're in a high-stakes meeting, and a colleague's sharp comment cuts deep. Your instinct is to snap back, letting frustration take the wheel. But what if you could pause, steady your breath, and respond with calm clarity, turning tension into collaboration? This is the essence of self-regulation, the ability to manage your emotions, especially in challenging moments. so you can act with intention rather than impulse. This chapter dives into self-regulation as a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, EI. It's not about suppressing feelings, but about channeling them constructively to align with your goals and values. Self-regulation empowers you to stay composed under pressure, make thoughtful decisions, and maintain healthy relationships. This expanded exploration unpacks what self-regulation is, why it's transformative, and, most importantly, how to cultivate it through practical steps and real-world examples. Whether you're navigating workplace conflicts or personal stress, self-regulation is your tool for staying in control. What is self-regulation? Self-regulation is the ability to control your emotional responses, particularly in high-stress or emotionally charged situations. It's about recognizing when emotions like anger, anxiety, or excitement are building and choosing how to respond rather than letting them hijack your actions. As the audiobook explains, self-regulation involves impulse control, resisting the urge to react impulsively, like shouting in anger. Emotional balance, staying calm and focused, even when provoked. Alignment with goals, responding in ways that support your long-term objectives, not just fleeting feelings. Self-regulation builds on self-awareness. Chapter 2. As you need to know what you're feeling to manage it effectively. Why does it matter? The audiobook highlights that self-regulation is critical for leadership, conflict resolution, and mental health. Research, including studies by Daniel Goleman, shows that individuals with strong self-regulation make better decisions, foster trust, and handle stress without burnout. In the workplace, it prevents rash actions that could harm relationships. In personal life, it reduces emotional outbursts, creating space for understanding. Best of all, it's a learnable skill that grows with practice. How to develop self-regulation. Self-regulation is like a muscle, strengthened through consistent, intentional practice. Below are 5 actionable steps to cultivate self-regulation, each paired with a practical example to show how it works in everyday life. These strategies are drawn from the audiobook's guidance, tailored to be accessible and impactful. 1. Practice the pause. How to do it. When you feel a strong emotion, pause before reacting. Take a deep breath and count to 5, creating space to assess the situation. Ask, what's the best way to respond here? This brief pause disrupts impulsive reactions, giving you control over your actions. Example. During a team meeting, Mia feels her temper flare when a coworker dismisses her proposal. Instead of interrupting, she pauses, breathes, and counts to 5. This moment allows her to recognize her frustration and choose a calm response. I appreciate your feedback. Can we explore how my idea might fit? Her pause prevents a clash and keeps the discussion productive, earning her respect. Tip. Practice pausing in low-stakes moments, like waiting at a traffic light, to build the habit for high-pressure situations. 2. Reframe your thoughts. How to do it. Shift negative or emotional thoughts to more constructive perspectives. If you think, this is a disaster, reframe it as, this is challenging, but I can find a solution. Identify the emotion driving your thought, e.g., fear, anger, and focus on what you can control. Reframing reduces emotional intensity, helping you stay grounded. Example. Jamal, a barista, feels furious when a customer snaps at him for a slow order. His initial thought is, what a rude jerk. Recognizing his anger, he reframes it. They might be having a bad day. I'll stay professional. He smiles and says, sorry for the wait. I'll get this to you quickly. His reframing de-escalates the situation, leaving both feeling better. Tip. Write down a negative thought and its reframed version daily to practice shifting perspectives. Keep a note app handy for quick reflections. 3. Use grounding techniques. How to do it. When emotions run high, ground yourself by focusing on physical sensations. Feel your feet on the floor, notice your breath, or hold an object like a pen. This anchors you in the present, calming your mind. Practice for 1 to 2 minutes when stressed, asking, what do I feel in my body right now? Example. Sarah, a nurse, feels overwhelmed during a hectic shift. Noticing her racing heart, she steps aside, presses her feet into the floor, and breathes deeply for a minute. This grounding helps her refocus, and she returns to her patients with a steady demeanor, saying, let's go over your care plan calmly. Her composure improves patient trust. Tip. Try grounding during daily transitions, like before entering a meeting, to make it a natural response to stress. 4. Develop emotional awareness. How to do it? Pay attention to physical cues signaling emotions, like a tight jaw for anger or a sinking stomach for anxiety. Name the emotion and its trigger. I'm feeling tense because of this deadline. Catching these signals early allows you to intervene before emotions escalate. Practice by scanning your body during emotional check-ins, e.g., morning, midday. Example: Liam, a student, feels nervous before a presentation. He notices his clenched hands and shallow breathing. Naming his anxiety, he realizes it's tied to fear of judgment. He takes slow breaths and tells himself, I'm prepared, and I'll do my best. This awareness helps him deliver his talk confidently, reducing his nerves. Tip: do a 30-second body scan twice daily, noting any tension or sensations. Link them to emotions to build early detection. 5. Practice stress relief techniques. How to do it? Incorporate daily stress relief to keep emotions in check. Try deep breathing. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4, meditation, or physical activity like a 10-minute walk. These practices lower baseline stress, making it easier to regulate emotions in tough moments. Schedule 5 to 15 minutes daily for consistency. Example: Elena, a project manager, feels stressed by constant deadlines. She starts a 10-minute morning meditation, focusing on her breath. When a client sends a harsh email, her lower stress baseline helps her stay calm. She responds, I understand your concerns. Let's schedule a call to address them. Her calm response diffuses tension and maintains professionalism. Tip: pick one stress relief activity and tie it to a daily habit, like meditating after breakfast. Start small to ensure consistency. Why these steps work? These strategies strengthen self-regulation by creating space between emotion and action. Pausing and grounding interrupt impulsive reactions. Reframing shifts emotional perspectives. Awareness catches emotions early, and stress relief builds resilience. As the audiobook emphasizes, self-regulation isn't about denying emotions, but managing them to serve you and others. These practices transform reactive moments into opportunities for thoughtful responses, aligning with your values and goals. Real-world impact, self-regulation in action. Consider 2 scenarios where self-regulation shines. Workplace scenario. During a performance review, Alex feels defensive when his boss critiques his time management. He notices his tense shoulders and pauses to breathe. Reframing the critique as constructive, he says, Thanks for the feedback. I'd love tips on prioritizing tasks. His regulated response turns criticism into a growth opportunity, impressing his boss. Personal scenario. At a family dinner, Priya feels irritated when her sibling teases her. She grounds herself by feeling her fork in hand and reframes the tease as playful. Smiling, she says, Nice try, but I'm winning this banter. Her regulation keeps the mood light, strengthening their bond. These examples show how self-regulation prevents emotional hijacking, fostering collaboration and connection. By managing your emotions, you create positive outcomes in any situation. Conclusion: your path to emotional mastery. Self-regulation, as explored in Chapter 3 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, is your key to mastering emotions in a chaotic world. Through pausing, reframing, grounding, emotional awareness, and stress relief, you can transform impulsive reactions into intentional actions. Each practice, whether a quick breath or a morning walk, builds your ability to stay calm, focused, and aligned with your goals. The power of self-regulation lies in its ripple effect. As you manage your emotions, you inspire trust, resolve conflicts gracefully, and navigate stress with resilience. Start small. Try a pause today, or notice one physical cue. These steps are the foundation for a more controlled, confident life. As the audiobook reminds us, self-regulation isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embrace this journey, and watch as your emotional mastery reshapes your relationships, work, and inner peace. Chapter 4. Motivation, Fueling Your Drive. Imagine standing at the edge of a goal, a new job, a healthier lifestyle, or a stronger relationship. The path ahead feels daunting, obstacles loom, and doubt creeps in. Yet, something inside pushes you forward, a spark that keeps you moving despite setbacks. This is motivation, the emotional engine of emotional intelligence, EI. It's not about fleeting bursts of enthusiasm, but a deep, intrinsic drive to pursue what matters most to you. This chapter explores motivation as the force that transforms emotional awareness into action. Unlike external rewards like money or praise, true motivation comes from within, rooted in your values and purpose. It's what keeps you resilient, focused, and committed, even when the going gets tough. This expanded exploration unpacks what motivation is, why it's a cornerstone of EI, and, most importantly, how to cultivate it through practical steps and real-world examples. Whether you're chasing career ambitions or personal growth, motivation is your key to turning dreams into reality. What is motivation? Motivation, in the context of EI, is the ability to harness your emotions to pursue goals with persistence and passion. It's the inner fire that drives you to act, not because you have to, but because you want to. The audiobook distinguishes between intrinsic motivation, driven by internal rewards like personal growth or joy, and extrinsic motivation, fueled by external rewards like bonuses or recognition. While both have their place, intrinsic motivation is more sustainable as it's tied to your deeper purpose. Drawing on frameworks like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the audiobook explains that motivation evolves from basic drives, e.g., safety, survival, to higher-level aspirations, e.g., belonging, self-actualization. When your goals align with your values, motivation becomes a powerful force, propelling you through challenges. Why does it matter? Motivation bridges self-awareness and self-regulation, chapters 2 and 3, with action, enabling you to stay committed. Research, including studies by Daniel Goleman, shows that motivated individuals excel in leadership, persist through setbacks, and inspire others. In personal life, motivation fuels resilience, keeping you focused on long-term growth. How to develop motivation? Cultivating motivation is about connecting your emotions to meaningful goals and building habits to sustain your drive. Below are 5 actionable steps to develop motivation, each paired with a practical example to show how it works in everyday life. These strategies are drawn from the audiobook's guidance, tailored to be accessible and impactful. 1. Set clear, value-aligned goals. How to do it? Define specific goals that reflect your core values, e.g., health, creativity, connection. Use the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Write down one goal, like exercise 30 minutes 3 times a week for better health, and link it to a value, like well-being. Clarity anchors your motivation, making goals feel purposeful. Example: Tara, a graphic designer, feels unmotivated at work. She reflects on her value of creativity and sets a SMART goal: complete one personal art project by the end of the month. This goal reignites her passion, and she spends evenings sketching, finding joy in her craft. Her renewed energy spills into her job, boosting her performance and motivation. Tip: write one SMART goal tied to a value and place it somewhere visible, like your desk. Review it weekly to stay focused. 2. Find your why. How to do it? Identify the deeper purpose behind your goals, your why. Ask, why does this matter to me? Repeatedly to uncover the root. For example, I want to get fit might lead to, I want to feel confident and live longer for my family. This emotional connection fuels sustained motivation, especially during setbacks. Example: Jamal, a single father, struggles to save money. He asks, why save? And realizes it's to secure his daughter's future education. This why motivates him to cut small expenses, like daily coffee, and deposit $50 monthly into a savings account. Each deposit feels like a step toward his daughter's dreams, keeping him committed. Tip: write your why for one goal and read it daily, especially when motivation wanes. Keep it short and emotional to stay connected. 3. Break goals into manageable steps. How to do it? Divide big goals into small, actionable steps to avoid overwhelm. For a goal like run a 5K, start with run 10 minutes twice this week. Each step builds momentum, creating a sense of progress that fuels motivation. Track your steps in a planner or app to stay organized. Example: Priya wants to write a novel but feels daunted. She breaks it into steps: Write 500 words daily for 1 month. Completing this daily task feels achievable, and after a week, she's written 3,500 words. The progress excites her, driving her to keep writing, as each step brings her closer to her dream. Tip: list 3 small steps for one goal and tackle one daily. Celebrate each completion with a quick note, like "nailed it," to boost momentum. 4. Celebrate small wins. How to do it: acknowledge and reward progress, no matter how small, to sustain motivation. Rewards can be simple: a favorite snack, a movie night, or a moment of pride. After achieving a step, like finishing a workout, say, "I'm proud of sticking to this." Celebrating reinforces the emotional reward of progress. Example: Leo, a student, aims to improve his grades. After studying for an hour daily for a week, he treats himself to a new book. This reward feels earned, and his pride and consistency motivates him to keep studying, leading to a B+ on his next exam, a big win that fuels his drive further. Tip: plan one small reward for each completed step, like a 10-minute break after a task. Keep rewards aligned with your values to stay meaningful. 5. Build accountability. How to do it: share your goals with a trusted friend, family member, or colleague to stay accountable. Regular check-ins, like a weekly call, keep you on track. Alternatively, join a group with similar goals, like a running club or study group, to share progress and encouragement. Example: Aisha, a small business owner, wants to grow her online presence. She tells her friend she'll post 3 social media updates weekly and asks for weekly check-ins. Knowing her friend will ask about progress motivates Aisha to post consistently, and after a month, her engagement doubles, reinforcing her drive. Tip: share one goal with someone this week and schedule a check-in. Keep it simple, like a text update, to maintain accountability without pressure. Why these steps work: these strategies cultivate motivation by rooting your actions in purpose and progress. Clear goals and a strong why align your emotions with your values, while small steps and celebrations create a cycle of achievement. Accountability adds external support, sustaining your drive. As the audiobook notes, motivation transforms self-awareness and self-regulation into action, making your goals attainable. These practices ensure motivation isn't a fleeting spark, but a steady flame, guiding you through challenges. Real-world impact: motivation in action. Consider 2 scenarios where motivation drives success. Workplace scenario: Sam, a sales rep, feels demotivated after missing a target. He sets a smart goal to contact 5 new clients weekly, tied to his value of growth. Breaking it into daily calls and celebrating each with a coffee break, he rebuilds momentum. After a month, he lands a big client, reigniting his passion for his role. Personal scenario: Elena wants to eat healthier but struggles with consistency. She identifies her why, to feel energetic for her kids, and breaks it into steps, like cooking 1 healthy meal weekly. Sharing her goal with her sister for accountability, she sticks to it, and after weeks of small wins, her energy soars, motivating her to continue. These examples show how motivation turns intentions into results, keeping you focused and resilient in any pursuit. Conclusion: igniting your inner drive. Motivation, as explored in Chapter 4 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, is the emotional spark that powers your goals. Through clear goals, a compelling why, small steps, celebrations, and accountability, you can cultivate a lasting drive that transforms challenges into opportunities. Each practice, whether setting a goal or sharing progress, strengthens your ability to stay committed, no matter the obstacles. The magic of motivation is its ability to fuel every aspect of EI, from self-awareness to social skills. As you pursue your goals, you inspire others, build resilience, and create a life of purpose. Start today. Pick one goal, find its why, and take a small step. As the audiobook reminds us, motivation isn't about waiting for inspiration, it's about creating it. Embrace this journey, and let your inner drive light the way to a vibrant, fulfilling future. Chapter 5. Empathy, the Heart of Connection. The Heart of Connection. Imagine a friend sitting across from you, their voice trembling as they share a personal struggle. Your instinct might be to offer advice or change the subject, but what if you could truly feel their pain, understand their perspective, and respond in a way that makes them feel seen? This is empathy, the heart of emotional intelligence, EI. It's the ability to step into someone else's shoes, feel their emotions, and respond with care, forging connections that transform relationships. This chapter celebrates empathy as the bridge between self-awareness and meaningful relationships. It's not just about feeling for others, but understanding their emotions and acting with compassion. Empathy turns conflicts into understanding, teams into communities, and strangers into allies. This expanded exploration unpacks what empathy is, why it's essential, and, most importantly, how to cultivate it through practical steps and real-world examples. Whether you're leading a team or nurturing friendships, empathy is your key to deeper, more authentic connections. What is empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, experiencing their emotions as if they were your own. It's more than sympathy, which feels pity from a distance. Empathy involves genuine emotional connection. The audiobook outlines 3 types of empathy. Cognitive empathy, understanding someone's thoughts and perspective, like knowing why a colleague is stressed. Emotional empathy, feeling what another person feels, like sharing a friend's joy or sadness. Compassionate empathy, taking action to support or alleviate someone's suffering, like helping a struggling teammate. Why does empathy matter? It's the glue of relationships, fostering trust, collaboration, and mutual respect. Research, including studies by Daniel Goleman, shows that empathetic individuals excel in leadership, resolve conflicts effectively, and create inclusive environments. In personal life, empathy deepens bonds by validating others' feelings. In the workplace, it boosts morale and productivity by showing people they're valued. Best of all, empathy is a skill anyone can develop with practice, making every interaction more meaningful. How to develop empathy? Cultivating empathy requires intentional practice to tune into others' emotions and perspectives. Below are 5 actionable steps to develop empathy, each paired with a practical example to show how it works in everyday life. These strategies are drawn from the Audiobooks guidance, tailored to be accessible and impactful. 1. Practice active listening. How to do it? Listen fully to someone without interrupting or planning your response. Focus on their words, tone, and body language. Reflect their feelings by saying, "It sounds like you're really upset about this." This shows you understand and validates their emotions, building trust. Example: during a lunch break, Maya's coworker vents about a tough project. Instead of checking her phone, Maya listens intently, noticing his clenched fists. She responds, "It sounds like this project is really stressing you out." Her coworker relaxes, feeling heard, and opens up about his challenges, strengthening their rapport. Tip: practice active listening in one conversation daily. Put away distractions, maintain eye contact, and summarize what you hear to confirm understanding. 2. Engage in perspective taking. How to do it? Imagine yourself in someone else's situation, asking, "How would I feel if this happened to me?" Consider their background, challenges, and emotions. This mental exercise helps you understand their viewpoint, even if it differs from yours. Example: Liam, a manager, notices a team member, Sarah, seems disengaged. Instead of assuming laziness, he imagines her perspective. She's a new parent juggling work and childcare. He asks, "How can I support you with your workload?" Sarah shares her struggles, and they adjust her schedule, boosting her morale and productivity. Tip: before judging someone, spend 30 seconds imagining their perspective. Jot down one insight to deepen your understanding. 3. Observe nonverbal cues. How to do it? Pay attention to body language, facial expressions, and tone to gauge emotions. A slumped posture might signal sadness, while a sharp tone might indicate frustration. Cross-reference these cues with their words to understand their true feelings, then respond empathetically. Example: at a family dinner, Priya notices her brother's forced smile and quiet tone when discussing his job. Sensing his discomfort, she says, "You seem a bit off talking about work. Is everything okay?" He admits he's worried about layoffs, and her empathetic prompt leads to a supportive conversation. Tip: observe one person's nonverbal cues daily, like during a meeting or chat. Note what their body language reveals and adjust your response accordingly. 4. Practice open-mindedness. How to do it? Suspend judgment and accept others' perspectives, even if they differ from yours. Avoid assumptions like they're overreacting. Instead, ask open-ended questions like, can you tell me more about how you're feeling? This creates space for understanding and fosters empathy. Example, during a community meeting, Jamal disagrees with a neighbor's proposal but notices her passionate tone. Instead of arguing, he asks, what inspired your idea? She shares her concerns about safety, and Jamal responds, I see why this matters to you. Let's explore solutions. His open-mindedness turns a debate into collaboration. Tip: in one conversation this week, ask an open-ended question instead of debating. Reflect on how it changes the interaction. 5. Share your own vulnerability. How to do it. Share your emotions authentically to build mutual trust. When appropriate, express feelings like, I felt nervous about this too, to show you relate. Vulnerability invites others to open up, deepening emotional connection and empathy. Example, Elena, a teacher, sees a student struggling with a group project. She shares, I remember feeling overwhelmed by group work in school. It's tough. The student admits his anxiety, and Elena offers, let's break it into smaller tasks together. Her vulnerability creates a safe space, helping the student feel supported. Tip: share one small, relevant emotion in a conversation this week, like admitting nervousness. Note how it affects the other person's openness. Why these steps work. These strategies build empathy by sharpening your ability to connect with others' emotions and perspectives. Active listening and nonverbal observation tune you into their feelings. Perspective-taking and open-mindedness broaden your understanding, and vulnerability fosters trust. As the audiobook emphasizes, empathy transforms interactions by showing others they're valued, creating a ripple effect of connection and collaboration. These practices make empathy a habit, enhancing every relationship. Real-world impact, empathy in action. Consider 2 scenarios where empathy transforms outcomes. Workplace scenario. During a team meeting, Alex notices a colleague's quiet demeanor after a missed deadline. Instead of criticizing, he takes her perspective and says, it seems like you've been under a lot of pressure. How can I help? She shares personal challenges, and they adjust her tasks, boosting her confidence and team cohesion. Personal scenario. At a friend's birthday, Mia sees her friend's forced smile. Observing her nonverbal cues, Mia pulls her aside and says, you seem a bit down. Is everything okay? Her friend admits to family stress, and Mia listens, saying, I'm here for you. This empathy deepens their bond, turning a tough day into a moment of connection. These examples show how empathy turns potential disconnects into opportunities for understanding, fostering trust in any setting. Conclusion: the power of empathy. Empathy, as explored in Chapter 5 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, is the heartbeat of meaningful relationships. Through active listening, perspective-taking, nonverbal observation, open-mindedness, and vulnerability, you can cultivate a skill that transforms how you connect with others. Each practice, whether a thoughtful question or a shared feeling, builds bridges of understanding, making others feel seen and valued. The beauty of empathy is its universal impact. It strengthens teams, deepens friendships, and creates a world where people feel heard. Start small. Listen fully to one person today, or notice someone's body language. As the audiobook reminds us, empathy isn't just a skill, it's a gift you give to others and yourself. Embrace this journey, and let empathy light the way to a life of deeper connection and compassion. Chapter 6: Social Skills, Mastering Connection. Picture yourself in a tense team meeting, where differing opinions spark frustration. Or imagine catching up with a friend who seems distant, unsure how to bridge the gap. In these moments, social skills, the ability to communicate, collaborate, and connect effectively, become your superpower. They turn conflicts into solutions, acquaintances into allies, and moments of disconnection into lasting bonds. This chapter celebrates social skills as the practical expression of emotional intelligence, EI. Building on self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, and empathy, social skills enable you to navigate complex human interactions with grace. They're not about superficial charm, but about fostering trust, resolving disputes, and inspiring others. This expanded exploration unpacks what social skills are, why they're essential, and, most importantly, how to cultivate them through practical steps and real-world examples. Whether you're leading a project or strengthening friendships, social skills are your key to thriving in any social setting. What are social skills? Social skills are the abilities that allow you to interact effectively with others, using emotional intelligence to build rapport, communicate clearly, and navigate social dynamics. They're the culmination of EI's components, turning self-awareness and empathy into tangible actions. The audiobook highlights key aspects: effective communication, listening actively, and expressing ideas clearly; conflict resolution, managing disagreements constructively; influence and persuasion, inspiring others toward shared goals ethically; collaboration, building trust and teamwork; emotional awareness, responding sensitively to others' emotions. Why do social skills matter? They're the glue of relationships, fostering trust and collaboration in personal and professional life. Research, including studies by Daniel Goleman, shows that strong social skills drive leadership success, enhance team performance, and deepen personal connections. In the workplace, they resolve conflicts and build inclusive cultures. In personal life, they create meaningful bonds by ensuring others feel heard and valued. Best of all, social skills are learnable, growing stronger with practice. How to develop social skills? Developing social skills requires practicing communication, emotional sensitivity, and collaboration in everyday interactions. Below are 5 actionable steps to cultivate social skills, each paired with a practical example to show how they work in real life. These strategies are drawn from the Audiobooks guidance, tailored to be accessible and impactful. 1. Hone active listening. How to do it? Listen fully to others without interrupting, focusing on their words, tone, and body language. Reflect their message by paraphrasing, e.g., "So you're saying you're frustrated with the delay?" This shows understanding and builds trust. Practice in every conversation, putting away distractions like phones. Example: during a coffee chat, Maya's friend shares stress about work. Maya listens without checking her phone, noticing her friend's tense voice. She responds, "It sounds like your workload is overwhelming right now." Her friend feels validated, opens up further, and their bond deepens, thanks to Maya's active listening. Tip: in one daily conversation, focus on listening without planning your response. Reflect one thing you heard to confirm understanding. 2. Communicate clearly and confidently. How to do it? Express your thoughts concisely, aligning your words, tone, and body language. Avoid vague phrases. Instead, say, "I suggest we prioritize this task by Friday." Practice open posture and steady eye contact to convey confidence. Before speaking, ask, "Is my message clear and respectful?" Example: in a team meeting, Liam proposes a new project timeline but notices confusion. He clarifies, "To meet our deadline, I suggest we split tasks and check in weekly." His clear words and steady tone convince the team, who agree enthusiastically. His clear communication prevents misunderstandings and drives progress. Tip: practice one clear statement daily, like giving a specific request. Note how others respond to refine your delivery. 3. Master conflict resolution. How to do it? Approach conflicts calmly, acknowledging emotions and focusing on solutions. Use I statements, e.g., "I feel concerned when deadlines slip. Can we discuss a plan?" Listen to all sides and propose win-win solutions. Practice staying composed, even when tensions rise. Example: during a group project, Priya and a teammate clash over priorities. Instead of arguing, she says, "I see you're focused on design, and I'm worried about timing. Can we balance both?" Her calm approach leads to a compromise, splitting tasks to meet both goals, preserving team harmony. Tip: in a disagreement this week, use one I statement and suggest a solution. Reflect on how it de-escalates tension. 4. Build rapport through authenticity. How to do it? Be genuine and reliable to earn trust. Share appropriate personal insights, like, "I struggled with this too," to show relatability. Follow through on promises, like delivering work on time. Ask open-ended questions, e.g., "What's been exciting for you lately?" to foster connection. Example: at a networking event, Jamal feels awkward but shares, I'm new to these events, but I love learning from others. His authenticity prompts a colleague to open up about their own nerves, and they exchange ideas, forming a professional connection that leads to a collaboration. Tip: share one genuine comment in a conversation this week, like a small personal insight. Note how it affects the other person's openness. 5. Adapt to social contexts. How to do it. Read the room to adjust your communication style. In formal settings, use professional language. In casual ones, be relaxed. Observe others' cues, like a quiet tone signaling seriousness, and match their energy. Practice flexibility by tailoring your approach in different interactions. Example: Elena, a teacher, shifts her tone from upbeat with students to empathetic with a concerned parent. Noticing the parent's worried expression, she says, "I understand your concerns about your child's progress. Let's create a plan together." Her adaptability builds trust, leading to a productive discussion. Tip: in one interaction this week, adjust your tone or style to match the context, like being formal in a meeting. Reflect on its impact. Why these steps work. These strategies build social skills by enhancing your ability to connect, communicate, and collaborate. Active listening and clear communication ensure others feel heard. Conflict resolution transforms disputes into solutions. Rapport fosters trust, and adaptability navigates diverse settings. As the audiobook emphasizes, social skills turn EI into action, creating positive interactions that ripple outward. These practices make social skills second nature, elevating every relationship. Real-world impact, social skills in action. Consider two scenarios where social skills shine. Workplace scenario. During a tense project review, Alex notices a colleague's frustration. He listens actively, saying, "It sounds like you're worried about resources." He suggests, "Let's allocate extra support. Does that work?" His listening and solution-focused approach calm the team, driving collaboration. Personal scenario. At a family gathering, Mia senses her cousin's distance. She asks, "What's been going on with you?" and listens as he shares job stress. Her authentic question and attentive ear make him feel valued, strengthening their bond. These examples show how social skills turn emotional awareness into connection, fostering trust and cooperation. Conclusion: mastering the art of connection. Social skills, as explored in Chapter 6 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, are the tools that bring emotional intelligence to life. Through active listening, clear communication, conflict resolution, rapport, and adaptability, you can transform interactions into moments of trust and collaboration. Each practice, whether a thoughtful question or a calm response, builds stronger relationships and a more connected world. The power of social skills lies in their ability to amplify EI, making you a trusted leader, friend, and collaborator. Start small, listen fully today, or adjust your tone in one conversation. As the audiobook reminds us, social skills aren't about perfection, they're about progress. Embrace this journey, and let your ability to connect light the way to a life of meaningful relationships and shared success. Chapter 7. Applying EI in Real Life. Bringing emotional intelligence to life. Imagine navigating a heated workplace disagreement, a strained family moment, or a stressful day with calm confidence, turning challenges into opportunities for connection and growth. This is emotional intelligence, EI, in action, taking self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, and applying them to real-world scenarios. It's not just theory. It's a practical toolkit for thriving in life's messy, human moments. This chapter bridges the gap between understanding EI and living it. It shows how to weave EI's 5 components into daily interactions, from resolving conflicts to building trust. This expanded exploration unpacks how to apply EI in practical settings, why it transforms relationships and outcomes, and, most importantly, how to do it through actionable steps and real-world examples. Whether you're leading a team, nurturing relationships, or managing stress, EI is your guide to a more connected, resilient life. What does applying EI mean? Applying EI means using its 5 components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills to navigate real-life situations effectively. It's about recognizing emotions, identifying your feelings and others to guide responses, managing reactions, staying calm, and choosing constructive actions under pressure. Staying driven, aligning actions with goals and values, even during setbacks. Connecting deeply, understanding others' perspectives to foster trust. Communicating effectively, building rapport, and resolving conflicts with clarity. Why does this matter? The audiobook emphasizes that AI transforms interactions by fostering understanding and collaboration. Research, including Daniel Goleman's studies, shows AI enhances leadership, strengthens relationships, and reduces stress. In the workplace, it resolves conflicts and boosts morale. In personal life, it deepens bonds and manages daily challenges. Applying AI makes you a better leader, friend, and partner, turning obstacles into stepping stones. How to apply AI in real life. Applying AI involves integrating its components into daily routines and interactions. Below are 5 actionable steps to weave AI into real-life scenarios, each paired with a practical example to show how it works. These strategies are drawn from the Audiobooks guidance, tailored to be practical and impactful. 1. Use self-awareness to identify triggers. How to do it. Reflect daily on your emotions to spot triggers, situations, or people that spark strong feelings. Journal for 5 minutes, noting what made you feel angry, stressed, or joyful. When a trigger arises, name the emotion, e.g., I'm frustrated, and pause to choose a response aligned with your goals. Example, Sarah, a marketing manager, notices she gets defensive in meetings when her ideas are challenged. Journaling reveals this stems from feeling undervalued. In the next meeting, when a colleague questions her, she recognizes her frustration, pauses, and says, "Thanks for the input. Let's explore how we can refine this." Her self-awareness prevents a defensive outburst, fostering collaboration. Tip: keep a trigger log for 1 week, noting emotions and their causes. Review it to anticipate and manage reactions. 2. Practice self-regulation in high-pressure moments. How to do it. When stress or emotions rise, use a grounding technique like deep breathing. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4, to stay calm. Reframe negative thoughts, e.g., "This is impossible" to "This is tough, but I can handle it." This keeps you composed, ensuring responses align with your intentions. Example, during a tight project deadline, Jamal feels overwhelmed by a client's demands. He takes 5 deep breaths, noticing his racing heart slow. Reframing his stress as a challenge, he says, "I understand your urgency. Let's prioritize these tasks." His regulated response calms the client, leading to a productive discussion. Tip: practice one grounding technique daily, like breathing during a break, to make it instinctive in high-pressure moments. 3. Leverage motivation to stay focused. How to do it. Set a small, value-aligned goal each week, like spend 30 minutes daily on a passion project. Connect it to your why, e.g., personal growth. Break it into steps and celebrate progress to sustain drive. When obstacles arise, remind yourself of your purpose to stay committed. Example, Mia, a teacher, wants to improve her classroom engagement but feels drained. She sets a goal to try one new teaching method weekly, tied to her value of inspiring students. After a successful lesson, she celebrates with a coffee, reinforcing her motivation. Her persistence leads to happier, more engaged students. Tip: pick one goal this week, write its why, and plan a small reward for progress. Review it daily to stay motivated. 4. Apply empathy in conversations. How to do it. Listen actively in every interaction, reflecting others' emotions, e.g., "You sound really excited about this." Observe nonverbal cues like tone or posture to gauge feelings. Respond with understanding, asking, "How can I support you?" to build trust and connection. Example, at a family dinner, Liam notices his sister's quiet tone when discussing her job. He listens and says, "It sounds like work's been tough lately." She shares her stress, and he asks, "What can I do to help?" His empathy creates a safe space, deepening their bond and easing her burden. Tip: in one conversation daily, reflect one emotion you hear, like, "You seem frustrated." Note how it strengthens the interaction. 5. Use social skills to resolve conflicts. How to do it. In disagreements, stay calm, acknowledge emotions, and focus on solutions. Use I statements, e.g., I feel concerned about our progress. Can we find a way forward? Propose win-win ideas and adapt your tone to the context, ensuring clarity and respect. Example: during a team project, Elena and a colleague clash over priorities. She says, I see you're focused on quality, and I'm worried about time. Can we balance both? Her calm, solution-focused approach leads to a plan that satisfies both, preserving team harmony and meeting deadlines. Tip: in a disagreement this week, use one I statement and suggest a solution. Reflect on how it shifts the dynamic. Why these steps work. These strategies integrate EI's components into real life, making them practical and sustainable. Self-awareness identifies triggers, self-regulation maintains composure, motivation drives persistence, empathy fosters connection, and social skills resolve conflicts. As the audiobook emphasizes, applying EI turns emotional understanding into action, creating positive outcomes in any setting. These practices make EI a habit, enhancing relationships, leadership, and well-being. Real-world impact: EI in action. Consider two scenarios where EI transforms outcomes. Workplace scenario: Alex feels frustrated when a co-worker misses a deadline. Using self-awareness, he identifies his irritation and regulates it with a pause. Empathizing, he says, You seem stretched thin. How can we get this done? His social skills lead to a plan, completing the task, and strengthening their collaboration. Personal scenario: Priya's friend cancels plans, sparking disappointment. She regulates her emotions by breathing, then empathizes, saying, You sound stressed. Is everything okay? Her friend shares a family issue, and Priya's empathy turns a missed plan into a supportive conversation, deepening their friendship. These examples show how EI turns challenges into opportunities for connection and growth, enhancing every interaction. Conclusion: living emotional intelligence. Applying EI, as explored in Chapter 7 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, is about bringing self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills into your daily life. Through identifying triggers, staying composed, pursuing goals, connecting deeply, and resolving conflicts, you can transform how you navigate the world. Each practice, whether a pause or an empathetic question, builds a life of resilience, trust, and connection. The power of EI lies in its ability to make every moment meaningful. Start small, reflect on one trigger today, or listen fully to a colleague. As the audiobook reminds us, applying EI isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embrace this journey, and let emotional intelligence guide you to a life of stronger relationships, purposeful action, and lasting fulfillment. Chapter 8: Sustaining Emotional Intelligence. A lifelong practice. Imagine you've learned to stay calm in a tense meeting, empathize with a struggling friend, or motivate yourself through a tough goal. But life's demands keep coming: stressful deadlines, emotional conflicts, new challenges. How do you keep your emotional intelligence, EI, sharp, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime? Sustaining EI is about making its skills, self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, a natural part of who you are, ready to shine in any situation. This chapter emphasizes that EI isn't a one-time achievement, but a lifelong practice. It's about building habits that keep your emotional skills strong, adaptable, and resilient. This expanded exploration unpacks how to sustain EI, why consistency matters, and, most importantly, how to do it through actionable steps and real-world examples. Whether you're navigating career pressures or personal relationships, sustaining EI ensures you thrive through life's ups and downs. What does sustaining EI mean? Sustaining EI means embedding its 5 components into your daily routines so they become second nature. It involves ongoing self-awareness, continuously monitoring your emotions and triggers, consistent self-regulation, managing reactions under evolving pressures, persistent motivation, staying connected to your goals and values, deepening empathy, maintaining connection with others' emotions, refining social skills, adapting communication and collaboration to new contexts. Why does this matter? The audiobook highlights that sustained EI fosters long-term resilience, stronger relationships, and personal growth. Research, including Daniel Goleman's studies, shows that consistent EI practice enhances leadership, reduces stress, and deepens connections over time. By making EI a habit, you ensure it's there when you need it most, whether calming a crisis or building trust. Sustaining EI is about commitment, not perfection, and small, daily practices compound into lasting transformation. How to sustain emotional intelligence. Sustaining EI requires building habits that reinforce its components through regular practice and reflection. Below are 5 actionable steps to maintain EI over time, each paired with a practical example to show how they work in real life. These strategies are drawn from the Audiobooks guidance, tailored to be practical and sustainable. 1. Maintain daily self-awareness practices. How to do it. Dedicate 5 minutes daily to reflect on your emotions via journaling or mindfulness. Write or think about what you felt, what triggered it, and how you responded. Ask, what patterns do I notice? This keeps you attuned to your emotional landscape, preventing autopilot reactions. Example, Tara, a nurse, journals each night, noting stress from long shifts. She realizes criticism from a supervisor triggers self-doubt. In a review, when her supervisor critiques her, she recognizes the feeling, pauses, and says, "Thanks for the feedback. I'll work on that." Her sustained self-awareness prevents defensiveness, fostering growth. Tip: set a daily reminder for a 5-minute reflection. Use a notebook or app to track emotions and review weekly for patterns. 2. Build stress management routines. How to do it. Incorporate daily stress relief to support self-regulation, like 10 minutes of meditation, deep breathing, or a walk. Schedule it into your routine, like after breakfast. When stress spikes, use grounding techniques, e.g., feel your feet on the floor, to stay calm and focused. Example, Jamal, a project manager, meditates each morning to manage work stress. When a client sends a harsh email, his lower stress baseline helps him breathe deeply and respond. I hear your concerns. Let's discuss solutions. His consistent routine sustains his ability to regulate emotions, maintaining professionalism. Tip: pick one stress relief activity and tie it to a daily habit, like breathing before bed. Practice it for 1 to 2 weeks to make it stick. 3. Reconnect with your motivation. How to do it. Review your goals and their why weekly to stay motivated. Write down one goal, like exercise 3 times weekly, and its purpose, e.g., to feel energized for my family. Celebrate small wins, like a healthy meal, to reinforce drive. This keeps motivation alive through challenges. Example, Mia, a freelancer, feels unmotivated with client work. She reviews her goal, grow my business to support my passion projects, and celebrates landing a small contract with a coffee treat. This reconnection fuels her to pitch new clients, sustaining her drive and leading to a major deal. Tip: set a weekly 5-minute goal review. Write one goal, its why, and one win to celebrate, keeping motivation fresh. 4. Deepen empathy through regular practice. How to do it. Practice active listening daily, reflecting others' emotions, e.g., you seem really excited about this. Seek one opportunity weekly to take someone's perspective, like imagining a colleague's stress. These habits keep empathy sharp, ensuring you stay connected to others. Example, Liam, a teacher, listens to a student's frustration about grades, saying, "It sounds like you're really disappointed." Weekly, he imagines a struggling student's perspective, realizing one feels overwhelmed by home issues. He offers extra support, sustaining his empathy and boosting the student's confidence. Tip: in one daily conversation, reflect one emotion you hear. Once a week, write a brief note on someone's perspective to deepen empathy. 5. Refine social skills through feedback. How to do it. Monthly, ask a trusted friend or colleague for feedback on your interactions, e.g., how do I handle disagreements? Use their insights to refine communication or conflict resolution. Practice one social skill, like clear speaking, in diverse settings to stay adaptable. Example, Elena, a team lead, asks her coworker, "How do I come across in meetings?" The coworker suggests she seems rushed. Elena practices slowing her speech, saying, "Let's discuss this calmly." Her sustained effort improves team trust, as her clear, composed style fosters better collaboration. Tip: ask for feedback once this month on one social skill. Practice one adjustment, like steady eye contact, in daily interactions. Why these steps work? These strategies sustain EI by embedding its components into daily life. Reflection maintains self-awareness, stress management supports self-regulation, goal reviews fuel motivation, listening deepens empathy, and feedback refines social skills. As the audiobook emphasizes, sustained EI creates lasting resilience and connection, compounding small habits into transformative outcomes. These practices ensure EI remains a reliable tool, ready for life's challenges. Real-world impact, sustained EI in action. Consider two scenarios where sustained EI shines. Workplace scenario. Alex, a manager, journals daily, noticing stress from tight deadlines. His morning walks keep him regulated, so when a team member misses a task, he empathizes, saying, "You seem stretched. How can we adjust?" His sustained EI resolves the issue, boosting team morale. Personal scenario. Priya listens daily to her partner's emotions, sustaining empathy. When he shares job stress, her feedback practice helps her say, "I hear how tough this is. Let's brainstorm solutions." Her consistent EI strengthens their bond, turning stress into support. These examples show how sustained EI transforms daily interactions, fostering trust and resilience. Conclusion: a lifelong EI journey. Sustaining emotional intelligence, as explored in Chapter 8 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, is about making EI a lifelong habit. Through daily reflection, stress management, goal reconnection, empathetic listening, and social skill refinement, you can keep your emotional skills sharp and adaptable. Each practice, whether a quick journal entry or a feedback request, builds a foundation for lasting growth. The beauty of sustained EI is its enduring impact, enhancing relationships, leadership, and well-being. Start small, reflect on one emotion today, or listen fully to a colleague. As the audiobook reminds us, sustaining EI is about progress, not perfection. Embrace this journey, and let your emotional intelligence guide you to a life of resilience, connection, and fulfillment. Chapter 9. Long-term benefits of EI. Imagine a life where conflicts resolve with mutual respect, relationships deepen with trust, and stress becomes a manageable challenge rather than a burden. This is the promise of emotional intelligence, EI, a set of skills that, when practiced consistently, yields profound, lasting rewards. EI isn't just for navigating today's challenges. It's an investment in a future of stronger connections, resilient leadership, and personal fulfillment. Showing how self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills compound over time to transform every aspect of life. This expanded exploration unpacks these enduring advantages, why they matter, and, most importantly, how to sustain EI practices to maximize them, with practical steps and real-world examples. Whether you're building a career or nurturing personal bonds, EI's long-term benefits are your foundation for a richer, more meaningful life. What are the long-term benefits of EI? The long-term benefits of EI stem from consistently applying its 5 components, creating a ripple effect across personal and professional domains. The audiobook highlights key benefits. Career success. EI enhances leadership, decision-making, and teamwork, fostering trust and productivity. Stronger relationships. Empathy and social skills build deeper, more resilient personal bonds. Mental health. Self-regulation and motivation reduce stress, boost resilience, and enhance self-esteem. Conflict resolution. EI turns disputes into opportunities for growth and collaboration. Personal fulfillment. Aligning actions with values creates a sense of purpose and joy. Why do these benefits matter? Research, including Daniel Goleman's studies, shows that EI is a stronger predictor of success than IQ in many areas, from leadership to well-being. Over time, EI compounds like interest, amplifying your ability to handle complex challenges and connect authentically. By sustaining EI, you create a life where setbacks become growth opportunities and relationships thrive on mutual understanding. How to maximize EI's long-term benefits. Maximizing EI's benefits requires consistent practice to embed its skills into your life. Below are 5 actionable steps to sustain EI and reap its long-term rewards, each paired with a practical example to show how they work. These strategies are drawn from the Audiobooks guidance, tailored to be practical and sustainable. 1. Commit to daily self-awareness. How to do it. Reflect for 5 minutes daily on your emotions, journaling what you felt, why, and how you responded. Ask, am I aligning with my values? This habit strengthens self-awareness, ensuring you make decisions that support long-term goals like career growth or relationship health. Example, Sarah, a team lead, journals nightly, noticing she feels anxious when micromanaged. Over months, this self-awareness helps her address it with her boss, saying, I work best with autonomy. Can we set clear goals instead? Her clarity leads to a promotion, a long-term career benefit from sustained EI. Tip: keep a daily journal or app for emotional reflections. Review monthly to spot patterns and adjust behaviors for long-term growth. 2. Practice self-regulation routines. How to do it. Build daily stress management habits, like 10-minute deep breathing or a walk, to sustain self-regulation. When emotions spike, pause and reframe thoughts, e.g., this is tough, to I can find a solution. Consistent regulation reduces stress, enhancing mental health over time. Example, Jamal, a nurse, walks daily to manage shift stress. When a patient snaps, his routine helps him pause, breathe, and respond. I hear you're upset. Let's address this. Over years, his calm demeanor earns trust, reducing burnout and sustaining his well-being, a key EI benefit. Tip: schedule one stress relief activity daily, like breathing before lunch. Practice it for a month to make it a lifelong habit. 3. Stay connected to motivation. How to do it. Review one long-term goal monthly, like advance my career, and its why, e.g., to inspire others. Break it into small steps and celebrate progress, like completing a course. This sustained motivation drives career and personal success over decades. Example, Mia, an entrepreneur, reviews her goal to grow her business monthly, tied to her value of independence. She celebrates small wins, like a new client, with a treat. Over years, her persistence builds a thriving company, a long-term EI benefit fueled by sustained motivation. Tip: set a monthly 10-minute goal review. Write one goal, its why, and one step to take, ensuring long-term drive. 4. Deepen empathy through consistent connection. How to do it. Practice active listening daily, reflecting others' emotions, e.g., you seem stressed. Weekly, take someone's perspective, imagining their challenges. These habits deepen relationships over time, as empathy builds trust and mutual understanding. Example, Liam, a teacher, listens daily to his students, saying, it sounds like you're worried about this test. Weekly, he imagines a shy student's perspective, offering extra encouragement. Over years, his empathy creates a supportive classroom, strengthening student bonds, a lasting EI benefit. Tip: reflect one emotion in a daily conversation. Once weekly, write a brief note on someone's perspective to sustain empathy. 5. Refine social skills with ongoing feedback. How to do it. Seek feedback quarterly on your interactions, e.g., how do I handle team conflicts? Practice one social skill, like clear communication, in varied settings. This refines social skills, enhancing leadership and relationships over time. Example, Elena, a manager, asks her team quarterly, how can I communicate better? They suggest clearer deadlines. She practices saying, please submit this by Friday. Over years, her refined social skills build a cohesive team, earning her a leadership role, a long-term EI benefit. Tip: ask for feedback once this quarter on one social skill. Practice one adjustment, like steady tone, daily to ensure lifelong growth. Why these steps work. These strategies maximize EI's benefits by making its components lifelong habits. Daily reflection sustains self-awareness, stress management bolsters self-regulation, goal reviews maintain motivation, consistent empathy deepens relationships, and feedback refines social skills. As the audiobook notes, EI's benefits grow exponentially with consistency, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth and connection. These practices ensure EI delivers enduring rewards, from career success to personal joy. Real-world impact. EI's long-term benefits. Consider two scenarios where sustained EI yields lasting rewards. Workplace scenario. Alex, a sales rep, journals daily, noticing stress from rejections. His breathing routine keeps him regulated, and empathy helps him say, "I see this product isn't right. Let's find what works." Over years, his EI builds client trust, leading to a senior role, a career benefit. Personal scenario. Priya listens daily to her partner's emotions, sustaining empathy. Her motivation to nurture their bond leads to weekly date nights. Over decades, their deepened relationship becomes a source of joy, a personal EI benefit rooted in consistent practice. These examples show how sustained EI creates lasting success and fulfillment, transforming lives over time. Conclusion: a legacy of emotional intelligence. The long-term benefits of EI, as explored in Chapter 9 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, are a testament to its transformative power. Through daily self-awareness, self-regulation routines, sustained motivation, deepened empathy, and refined social skills, you can build a life of career success, strong relationships, and personal fulfillment. Each practice, whether a journal entry or a listening moment, invests in a future of resilience and connection. The magic of EI lies in its compounding impact, turning small habits into profound rewards. Start today, reflect on one emotion, or ask for feedback. As the audiobook reminds us, EI's benefits grow with every step. Embrace this journey and let emotional intelligence shape a legacy of trust, growth, and joy for years to come. Chapter 10: Real-World Examples. Emotional Intelligence in Action. Picture yourself in the heat of a workplace disagreement, a personal crisis, or a moment of overwhelming stress. These are the moments where emotional intelligence, EI, shines, not as an abstract concept, but as a practical tool that transforms challenges into opportunities for connection, growth, and resilience. By weaving self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills into real-life situations, EI becomes a lifeline for navigating the complexities of human interactions. This chapter brings EI to life through vivid real-world examples, showing how its components work together to solve problems and build stronger relationships. This expanded exploration deepens these scenarios, explains how to apply EI in similar situations, and provides actionable steps with relatable examples to illustrate their impact. Whether you're resolving a conflict, supporting a loved one, or managing stress, these real-world applications show EI's power to create lasting change. What are real-world examples of EI? Real-world examples of EI demonstrate how its 5 components, self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, are applied in everyday scenarios to achieve positive outcomes. These examples highlight conflict resolution, using EI to de-escalate disputes and find solutions. Emotional support, applying empathy to strengthen relationships. Stress management, leveraging self-regulation to stay composed under pressure. Leadership and teamwork, combining motivation and social skills to inspire and collaborate. Personal resilience, drawing on EI to navigate setbacks with purpose. Why do these examples matter? The audiobook emphasizes that seeing EI in action makes it tangible, showing how small, intentional actions lead to significant results. Research, including Daniel Goleman's studies, underscores that EI drives success in relationships, leadership, and well-being by enabling thoughtful responses in high-stakes moments. By learning from real-world applications, you can replicate EI's impact in your own life. How to apply EI in real-world scenarios. Applying EI in real life involves using its components deliberately in specific situations. Below are 5 actionable steps to implement EI in common scenarios, each paired with a practical example inspired by the audiobook's real-world focus. These strategies are tailored to be practical and replicable. 1. Resolve conflicts with empathy and social skills. How to do it. In a disagreement, pause to identify your emotions, self-awareness, and stay calm, self-regulation. Listen actively to the other person's perspective, empathy, reflecting their feelings, e.g., "You seem frustrated." Use social skills to propose a win-win solution with I statements, like, "I feel we're stuck. Can we find a middle ground?" Example: during a team project, Sarah notices tension when her colleague, Mark, pushes for a risky strategy. She pauses, recognizing her irritation, and listens, saying, "It sounds like you're excited about this approach." She suggests, "I'm worried about risks. Can we combine your idea with a safer backup?" Her EI de-escalates the conflict, leading to a hybrid plan that satisfies both. Tip: in a disagreement this week, pause, reflect one emotion, and suggest a solution. Note how it shifts the dynamic. 2. Support others with empathy. How to do it. When someone shares a struggle, use empathy to listen without judgment, observing nonverbal cues like tone or posture. Reflect their emotions, e.g., "You sound really overwhelmed." Offer support, asking, "How can I help?" This builds trust and strengthens relationships. Example: at a family gathering, Jamal sees his sister's slumped shoulders as she mentions work stress. He listens and says, "It sounds like your job's been exhausting." He asks, "Want to talk it out or grab coffee to relax?" His empathetic support deepens their bond, helping her feel valued and understood. Tip: in one conversation this week, reflect one emotion you hear and offer a small gesture of support. Observe its impact. 3. Manage stress with self-regulation. How to do it. In high-pressure moments, use self-awareness to identify stress, e.g., tight chest, and self-regulation to stay calm. Take 5 deep breaths or reframe thoughts, e.g., "This is tough," to "I can handle this step by step." This maintains composure, ensuring clear decisions. Example: Mia, a student, feels panicked before a major exam. She notices her racing heart and takes deep breaths, reframing her fear as focus. She tells herself, "I've prepared. I'll tackle one question at a time." Her regulated approach helps her perform well, boosting her confidence for future challenges. Tip: practice one stress relief technique, like breathing, daily for a week. Use it in a stressful moment to stay composed. 4. Inspire teams with motivation and social skills. How to do it. In leadership or teamwork, connect tasks to a shared purpose, motivation, e.g., "This project helps our clients thrive." Use social skills to communicate clearly and encourage input, saying, "What ideas do you have?" This inspires collaboration and drives results. Example: Liam, a team lead, notices low morale during a tight deadline. He motivates his team, saying, "This work ensures our community's safety. Let's do this together." He asks, "What support do you need?" His EI rallies the team, leading to a successful project and stronger cohesion. Tip: in a group setting this week, tie one task to a purpose and ask for input. Reflect on how it boosts engagement. 5. Build resilience with self-awareness and motivation. How to do it. After a setback, reflect on your emotions, self-awareness, and reconnect with your why motivation. Set a small, achievable goal, like take one step forward today, and celebrate progress. This sustains resilience, turning challenges into growth. Example: after losing a client, Elena, a freelancer, feels discouraged. She journals, noting her disappointment, and reconnects with her goal of creative freedom. She sets a goal to pitch one new client and celebrates sending the email. Her EI-driven resilience lands a new project, reinforcing her confidence. Tip: after a setback, journal one emotion and set one small goal. Celebrate its completion to build long-term resilience. Why these steps work. These strategies make EI actionable by applying its components to specific scenarios. Empathy and social skills resolve conflicts and build trust. Self-regulation manages stress. Motivation inspires action, and self-awareness fosters resilience. As the audiobook emphasizes, real-world EI applications create tangible outcomes, stronger relationships, better decisions, and personal growth. These practices make EI a practical tool, replicable in any situation. Real-world impact, EI in action. Consider 2 scenarios where EI transforms outcomes. Workplace scenario. During a heated budget meeting, Alex feels frustrated but pauses, breathes, and listens to a colleague's concerns, saying, "You're worried about cuts. Let's find a balanced plan." His EI resolves the dispute, maintaining team unity and securing a fair budget. Personal scenario. Priya's friend cancels plans, sparking hurt. She reflects on her disappointment, empathizes, and says, "You seem stressed. Is everything okay?" Her friend shares a family issue, and Priya's EI turns a missed plan into a supportive moment, strengthening their friendship. These examples show how EI navigates real-world challenges, creating connection and resilience. Conclusion: EI as your everyday superpower. Real-world examples, as explored in Chapter 10 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, show EI's transformative power in action. Through conflict resolution, empathetic support, stress management, team inspiration, and resilience, you can apply EI to any situation, turning challenges into opportunities. Each practice, whether a pause or a listening ear, builds a life of trust, collaboration, and growth. The beauty of EI lies in its practicality, making every moment a chance to connect and thrive. Start today, listen fully to someone, or reframe one stressful thought. As the audiobook reminds us, EI isn't just for crises, it's for every day. Embrace this journey and let emotional intelligence become your superpower for a life of meaningful impact. Chapter 11. Mastering EI and Challenges. Imagine facing a heated argument at work, a personal crisis, or a wave of stress that threatens to overwhelm you. These challenges test your resolve, but they're also where emotional intelligence, EI, proves its worth. By wielding self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, you can turn adversity into opportunity, emerging stronger and more connected. This chapter focuses on mastering EI in challenging situations, moments of conflict, stress, or emotional turmoil. It's about applying EI's components deliberately to not just survive, but thrive under pressure. This expanded exploration unpacks how to use EI to navigate challenges, why it's critical, and, most importantly, how to do it through actionable steps and real-world examples. Whether you're defusing a dispute or managing burnout, mastering EI equips you to handle life's toughest moments with grace. What does mastering EI and challenges mean? Mastering EI and challenges means using its 5 components to respond thoughtfully in high-stakes or emotionally charged situations. It involves self-awareness, recognizing your emotions and triggers during stress; self-regulation, staying calm and composed, even when provoked; motivation, drawing on purpose to persevere through setbacks; empathy, understanding others' emotions to de-escalate tension; social skills, communicating and collaborating to find solutions. Why does this matter? The audiobook emphasizes that challenges reveal EI's true power, transforming conflicts into understanding and stress into resilience. Research, including Daniel Goleman's studies, shows that EI enables better decision-making, stronger relationships, and mental health under pressure. Mastering EI and challenges ensures you don't just endure tough moments, but grow from them, fostering trust and personal strength. How to master EI and challenges. Mastering EI and challenges requires deliberate practice to apply its components under pressure. Below are 5 actionable steps to use EI in difficult situations, each paired with a practical example to show how they work. These strategies are drawn from the audiobook's guidance, tailored to be practical and effective. 1. Identify emotions in the heat of the moment. How to do it. When a challenge arises, pause to name your emotions, self-awareness, e.g., I'm feeling angry. Notice physical cues like a racing heart. Ask, what's triggering this? This clarity helps you respond intentionally, preventing reactive outbursts. Example, during a heated team meeting, Sarah feels furious when a colleague dismisses her idea. She pauses, notes her clenched fists, and identifies anger triggered by feeling undervalued. Instead of snapping, she says, I'd like to explain why this idea matters. Her self-awareness keeps the discussion productive. Tip, in a tense moment this week, pause and name one emotion. Jot it down later to build this habit. 2. Stay calm with self-regulation. How to do it. Use grounding techniques like deep breathing. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4, to regulate emotions during stress. Reframe negative thoughts, e.g., this is a disaster, to this is tough, but I can manage. This keeps you composed, enabling clear thinking. Example, Jamal, a nurse, faces an upset patient yelling about delays. He breathes deeply, noticing his tension ease, and reframes his frustration as a chance to help. He responds, I'm sorry for the wait. Let's get you comfortable. His regulation calms the patient, resolving the situation. Tip: practice one grounding technique daily, like breathing during a break, to use instinctively in challenges. 3. Draw on motivation to persevere. How to do it. In tough moments, reconnect with your why motivation, e.g., I'm doing this for my team's success. Set a small, immediate goal, like take one step forward now, to maintain focus. This drives resilience, pushing you through adversity. Example: Mia, a freelancer, faces a client rejection that shakes her confidence. She reminds herself of her goal to build a creative career and sets a small goal to pitch another client. Her motivation sustains her, and the next pitch lands a project, reinforcing her resilience. Tip: in a setback, write down one why and one small goal. Take action within 24 hours to stay motivated. 4. De-escalate with empathy. How to do it. In conflicts, listen actively to understand others' emotions, reflecting their feelings, e.g., you seem really stressed. Take their perspective to see their side. Offer support, asking, how can we work through this? This reduces tension and builds trust. Example: Liam's co-worker snaps during a project delay. Liam listens, saying, it sounds like you're frustrated with the timeline. Imagining his co-worker's pressure, he suggests, let's adjust our plan together. His empathy de-escalates the conflict, leading to a collaborative solution. Tip: in a tense interaction this week, reflect one emotion you hear and ask a supportive question. Note its effect. 5. Use social skills to find solutions. How to do it. In challenges, communicate clearly with I statements, e.g., I feel we're stuck. Can we brainstorm? Propose win-win solutions and adapt your tone to the context, staying calm and respectful. This fosters collaboration and resolves issues. Example: Elena, a team lead, faces a budget dispute with a colleague. She says, I'm concerned about overspending. Can we find a balanced approach? Her clear, solution-focused communication leads to a compromise, maintaining team unity and meeting goals. Tip: in a conflict, use one I statement and propose a solution. Reflect on how it shifts the outcome. Why these steps work. These strategies make EI a powerful tool in challenges by integrating its components under pressure. Self-awareness clarifies emotions, self-regulation maintains composure, motivation fuels perseverance, empathy reduces tension, and social skills drive solutions. As the audiobook notes, EI in challenges transforms adversity into growth, fostering resilience and connection. These practices ensure EI is a reliable ally in life's toughest moments. Real-world impact, EI in challenges. Consider two scenarios where EI masters challenges. Workplace scenario. Alex feels stressed when a project stalls. He names his anxiety, breathes to stay calm, and motivates himself by focusing on team success. Empathizing with a struggling teammate, he says, you seem overwhelmed. Let's split tasks. His EI resolves the issue, boosting morale. Personal scenario. Priya's friend argues over a misunderstanding. She identifies her hurt, regulates with a pause, and listens, saying, you sound upset. Can we talk this out? Her empathetic social skills mend the rift, strengthening their friendship. These examples show how EI turns challenges into opportunities for growth and trust. Conclusion: EI as your anchor in adversity. Mastering EI in challenges, as explored in Chapter 11 of The Secrets to Unlocking Your Emotional Intelligence, equips you to thrive in life's toughest moments. Through identifying emotions, staying calm, persevering, empathizing, and solving problems, you can transform adversity into connection and resilience. Each practice, whether a breath or a listening ear, builds your ability to navigate pressure with grace. The power of EI lies in its ability to make challenges growth opportunities. Start today. Name one emotion in a tough moment, or offer an empathetic response. As the audiobook reminds us, EI isn't just for easy days. It's for when life tests you. Embrace this journey, and let emotional intelligence be your anchor for a life of strength and connection. Conclusion: a lifelong journey. As we close this summary of the secrets to unlocking your emotional intelligence, reflect on the transformative potential of EI. It's not a destination, but a lifelong journey of growth. Self-awareness helps you understand your inner world. Self-regulation keeps you grounded. Motivation fuels your dreams. Empathy connects you to others. Social skills turn understanding into action. Together, these skills create a life of deeper relationships, resilient leadership, and personal fulfillment. The book leaves you with a call to action. Practice EI daily. Journal your emotions. Pause before reacting. Set meaningful goals. Listen with empathy, and refine your social skills. Be patient. Mastery takes time, but every step forward compounds your growth. The rewards are limitless. Stronger connections, clearer decisions, and a life of purpose and joy. Thank you for joining this journey. Your EI adventure has just begun. Keep practicing, keep growing, and watch as emotional intelligence transforms your world into one of confidence, grace, and endless possibility.